What's so great about decans and dwads, and what the heck are they? Well, there's 12 zodiac signs. If you do the zodiac signs as well as incorporate decans, there's 36 possible sign combinations that you could be. And then if you do zodiac signs plus the decans plus the dwads, there's 144 different combinations that you could be, instead of just 36 or just 12. So when people say that zodiac signs and astrology aren't real because they're too general, look at your decans and dwads. All right, because if you just look at the zodiac signs, there's an 8.3% chance that someone could be the same sign as you. If you look at the decans, there's only a 2.7% chance that someone could be the same sign combinations as you. If you look at your dwads, there is less than a 1% chance, okay? It is a 0.694% chance that someone could have the same sign, decan, and dwad as you. All right, today I am going to be talking about decans and dwads. So you're seeing this chart and you're probably like, oh my gosh, there's so many lines. This is pretty confusing. Well, I'm going to explain it. We're going to make this easy by the end of this video. For one, if you don't know all the zodiac signs in order, you will. If you don't know what elements are what zodiac signs, you will. So first I want to explain what a decan is and what a dwad is. And I'm going to start off by doing that by explaining how I drew this decan and dwad wheel. So let's get into it. Alright, so say we have a circle. This is the zodiac wheel. So now I drew on zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs. In each one of these sections, every zodiac sign spans across 30 degrees. Each section is 30 degrees, no matter which zodiac sign, because 12 times 30 degrees is 360 degrees to make a circle. Now this is where you can tell I have pretty bad art skills. But I broke up this section of Aries into 3 parts. This is supposed to be 10 degrees each. So this section of Aries gets broken up into 3 parts. The first 10 degrees would be Aries. The second, 10 degrees to 20 degrees, would be Leo. And then the third, 20 degrees to 30 degrees, would be Sagittarius, okay? These 3 sections are decans. Each sign has 3 sections within it. Those are the decans of each sign, okay? Now, I sectioned off the decans for all of these signs, and I wrote right here in the Aries section so you can see this first 10 degrees of Aries is Aries. The 10 to 20 degrees would be Leo because that's the next fire sign. Okay, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, those are the 3 fire signs. So the decans go by the elements. If it's a fire sign, the decan of that sign is always going to be one of the fire signs, depending on the degrees of that sign. Now our circle's looking a little funky, but I added the decans for all the other signs. I just abbreviated the signs to 3 letters because that makes things easier, and there's no sign where the first 3 letters are the same. So as you can see down here with Taurus, the first 10 degrees would be Taurus, 10 to 20 degrees would be Virgo, 20 to 30 degrees would be Capricorn, because all of those are the earth signs. Same thing with Gemini, but with air signs, right? First 10 is Gemini, second 10 is Libra, third 10 is Aquarius. Same thing with the water signs for Cancer. We got Cancer, and then Scorpio, and then Pisces. Then you can see over here with Leo, it starts with Leo, then it goes to Sag, then it goes to Aries for up to 10 degrees, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. And so on and so forth with the rest of the signs on our little zodiac wheel we got here. Right here in this little Aries section, okay, we've got the Decan of Aries, Decan of Leo, Decan of Sag. Within this Decan of Aries, we have the Dwad of Aries, the Dwad of Taurus, the Dwad of Gemini, and the Dwad of Cancer. All right, I just filled in the other decans of Aries. So within this decan of Leo, we have Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Those are the Dwads of the decan of Leo in the sign of Aries, okay? And then in the decan of Sagittarius, we have Sag, Cap, Aquarius, and Pisces. Those are the 4 Dwads within that decan. So within this sign of Aries, we have 3 decans, which are elemental. They're all fire signs. The dishwasher's done. And then we have 12 Dwads. Within this sign of Aries, there's all of the 12 zodiac signs in Dwads, okay? So you can be, say you are 12 degrees Aries. You would be the sign of Aries, obviously, and the decan of Leo, because 12 degrees would fall in that 10 to 20 range. So the decan of Leo, and then if you're 12 degrees Leo, you would also be in the Dwad of Leo, because these decans, they're 10 degrees, right? Well, these Dwads are 2.5 degrees, okay? They're 2.5 degrees. So 12 would be the decan of Leo. Say you are 14 degrees, 14 degrees Aries, so you would be in the decan of Leo still, in the Dwad of Virgo. Say you're 27 degrees Aries, you would be in the Dwad of Sagittarius now, and then 27, you would fall in the decan of Sag, the Dwad of Aquarius, okay? Because these are all 2.5 degrees. Now this is why it's hard to write one on paper, because us humans can't, do perfect lines. But I tried to write the degrees, okay? 0 degrees, 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, all just in this Aries still, okay? So then these Dwads, 0 to 2.5 would be Aries, 2.5 to 5 would be Taurus, 5 to 7.5 would be Gemini, 7.5 to 10 would be Cancer. All still in this decan of Aries, but the different Dwads. Now in the decan of Leo, 10 to 12.5 would be Leo, 12.5 to 15 would be Virgo, 15 to 17.5 would be Libra, 17.5 to 20 would be Scorpio in this decan of Leo. Now down here in the decan of Sag, still all in the sign of Aries, 20 to 22.5 would be Sag, 22.5 to 25 would be Cap, 25 to 27.5 would be Aquarius, and 27.5 to 30 would be Pisces. You've got all the zodiac signs just in this one sign if you use Dwads. If you use decans, you've got a whole nother 3 signs. So decans and Dwads tell you more about yourself. Instead of just saying, oh, I'm an Aries sun sign, you can say I'm an Aries sun sign, but more underlying energy about me is either extra Aries or Leo or Sag. And then you can get even deeper and say another underlying energy or just another amped up energy. If you are 0.5 degrees Aries, 0.5 decan and Dwad of Aries, If you're 1 or 2 degrees Aries, you're just super Aries. And you can say this about any of the signs. I'm thinking about filling in this whole chart just to see how complicated it can really get, or how complicated it can look. But we're going to move on and make this more simple. So I prefer a chart like this rather than a circle chart because it's much easier to find the zodiac sign on the side, go to the degree up on top. I'm going to put the degrees up on the screen, but it was hard to fit them all in. I know it's hard to see, you guys, but we are going to go over this more. Like I said, we have the degrees up on the top of the chart, signs on the side, and then you find the decan and dwad wherever they line up. So I broke out my handy-dandy whiteboard, and I started just by writing down the zodiac signs in order along the side. Then for Aries, it starts off at Aries, so I put all the signs again, and I put my degrees up on top. As you guys can see, 0 all the way to 30, making a 2.5 gap for each sign. And then, as you guys can see, Taurus starts off with Taurus because that first 0 to 2.5 degrees of any sign is always that same sign you started off with. Now we're getting more complicated. We've got Aries through Leo written on there, and you can tell when you have it right when on a diagonal, it's the same sign. So you guys can see diagonally, it's all the same sign. You want to make sure you put bold lines down that 10-degree line and that 20-degree line. I like to put lines through everything so it's a nice chart. You can see the gaps and you can see where those decans are at that 10-degree mark and that 20-degree mark, and of course at that 30-degree mark. That's really important. Just make sure those lines are bold. So then I wrote, just so you guys can remember, the decans, 10 degrees, dwads, 2.5. Now it's time to do some practice to make sure you guys have this down path. So my sun sign is actually 0.01 degrees Sagittarius using Western astrology. So what decan and dwad is it in? If you said the decan of Sagittarius and the dwad of Sagittarius, then you are correct. 0.01 degrees Sagittarius is in the decan and dwad of Sagittarius. Here's another example. My sun sign using Vedic astrology is 28.32 degrees Scorpio. So what decan and dwad is that in? On the chart, find Scorpio on the side, go over to that 28.32 degrees range, and it is in the dwad of Libra. You can see Cancer is the sign right after that bold line we have, so it's in the decan of Cancer, the dwad of Libra. If you look back at that Sagittarius example, you can see it's in the decan and dwad of Sagittarius because it's right there in that 0-degree range. It's nice to know that the decans are right after that bold line. So here's another example that I just made up, 17.2 degrees Virgo. Go over to that 17.2 degrees range within the sign of Virgo. That would be in the dwad of Pisces, and then Capricorn is that sign after the bold line. You know it's right because the decans are always the same element. Virgo's an earth sign, Capricorn's an earth sign. That's right. The dwads can be any element, remember. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a bunch. And as always, please check the description of this video and look at my Etsy shop. It's in the all of my links link, or you guys can just email me. I'll put my email up on the screen real quick right now. I do astrology reports as well as other things like qhht, past life regression sessions. But in my astrology reports, I have Western, Vedic, Draconic, all of the decans and dwads, of course, for all of those 3 major forms of astrology, for all of your celestial body placements, as well as Mayan astrology, Egyptian astrology, Chinese, Tibetan, Celtic, Native American, and some numerology as well. So please check that out if you're interested. My prices change, but right now it is only $33, which is a great deal for everything I include. They are over 50 pages long. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love and light, and the hybrid children are coming soon.